Sean and I that time, I got engagement already. Every time quarrel, throw the ring on the floor. At that period of time, he was also a very heavy smoker. He would go take a smoke break, short smoke break. And I think he was still a bit childish in that sense, where he was like, my game is very important, I want to play my game. And I'm just taking a smoke break, what? What's wrong with that? Smoke for 2-3 hours, then I'll be like working on my own. And then
why is it you're the only one working hard in this relationship?
Yeah, that unfair feeling and a lot of figuring out whether or not we were right for each other, I think.
Welcome to my channel, My First Pot of Gold, where people share about their journey and how they achieve their first pot of gold. Today we are here with influencer, entrepreneur, a mother of 9 cats, and she also had a cafe and it closed down, but she achieved her 7 figures in her early 30s. So welcome, Rachell!
Hello! Really happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yay! So I'm so happy that I actually managed to invite you on here, where you're going to share with us a little bit about your whole journey to your first pot of gold, or what you signify as a first pot of gold. So, you know, Singaporeans, we always talk about money, 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 and you know, there's that material chase for success. What do you think is a Singaporean's significance to a first pot of gold?
I think that would be money-wise, $1 million for me lah, I think. Yeah, first pot of gold, that would be what I think of.
So $1 million is your first pot of gold. How about when you first started, maybe $1 million to a lot of people can be like, wow, forever also cannot achieve that kind of result, and where did you start off with first?
I think I started really young. Because I had the idea that money is very important ever since I was in kindergarten.
What kindergarten? Yeah. What were you brought up with? What do you mean?
No. So the thing is, I don't know why. Back then I didn't have anything I wanted to buy, but it was because I think I saw my father come home very late and he would look kind of tired, but still, he will smile and still take care of us and all that. So for me, it was I couldn't wait to really get to work, put in the work to earn some money so that I can also help my family. But of course, back then don't have job for kids, right? So it's okay, if I go to school and I get pocket money, that is where I first get my income.
Yeah. To give to your father?
Just help the family lor. I don't know when, but eventually if they need money, then I have money. Yeah, for me it was like that lah.
I think this is very, very true for a lot of Singaporeans also, because a lot of us grow up without seeing our parents work very hard, without giving us all the luxuries. And at the end of the day, would you say that a lot of people do work because they want to see their family have a better life?
I think definitely a lot of people would sacrifice a lot just to, the quality of life for the people around them. It's not really so much about the material things, but just giving the people that you love a choice and options so that we won't be struggling and stuck, with no other options. Yeah.
I think that's so important. And also, of course, I did some, CSI Googling about you before you came on. I actually saw in this news article, and you can correct me if it's wrong. It says that, you were actually very pampered and sheltered as a child, where your parents would send you everywhere and your role was to, just work hard, be an accountant, make about 10K a month. So, and people actually say that your youth actually affects how you grow up with money and your decisions later. So how did that actually help you or affected you in your journey?
I think it really made me feel like I would like to achieve something for myself. I know that my parents work really hard, but I would also like to contribute in my own ways. I don't want people to think that I'm in a bubble and just rely on parents, that kind. I was really trying my best. I think also a middle child thing again, trying to step out and show my parents that, hey, I'm capable of something as well. I'm capable of protecting you guys as well when I earn money lah. Yeah. So for me, I was really trying to work really hard to help my family.
Wow, so it sounds to me like you're a very family-oriented person, where most of your motivations really come from loving the people that you love. Yeah. And also, that being said, can you share with us a little bit about your journey, about how you stepped up? I know that you own a cafe, you failed, you lost it, and then you had to restart. So share with us a little bit about that journey also.
I think the cafe actually is my husband's cafe, Sean's cafe, but because I was so actively involved in it, so people misunderstood, they thought it's my cafe. Okay. But actually, I wasn't, okay? It wasn't my cafe, but the cafe actually made us realize that we really didn't know much about business. It was just maybe at the start, you know, on social media it went viral and then customers came in and we thought that was a sustainable model, but actually we were very young and there were a lot of things that is like business-wise that we didn't know, and I think we would have done a lot better if we had a consultant, maybe a business consultant to actually help us with the business. But having reached that rock bottom, it made us feel like it's do or die, our next step. We really have to do whatever it takes to, you know, 咸鱼翻身, right?
咸鱼翻身,
Yes,
咸鱼翻身, okay.
So we have to like pick ourselves back up again because we were already about like 30 plus. When the cafe closed, it was during circuit breaker actually.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so a lot of F&Bs actually suffered. The overhead cost was super high, so we had no choice. So we moved to online business. So we started an e-commerce store. We put a lot of our focus there. I remember even my husband, he was asking me, should I go and look for a full-time job?
Wow.
So it was during circuit breaker period, and I told him, right, actually now a lot of graduates during this period, they can't even get like a decent
job.
Yeah, correct. Everybody is struggling during COVID period. So I told him, why don't we just try focusing on our online business?
Financially, how were you struggling actually?
Actually, prior to the cafe closing for 1 whole year, my husband didn't get any salary at all because all the money that comes into the cafe goes to the staff first, otherwise they complain, right? So it was paid all to the staff first. He didn't have salary for 1 whole year. And then at the same time, we turned vegan around the same time. So previously I was doing content creation for a lot of clients, dealing with like meat, dairy and eggs. So it's a bit of like misalignment of my values and also my job. So I overnight couldn't take like 90% of my work. So I also got no income lah, right?
So you just decided just one day, I'm gonna turn vegan, and you just rejected all your clients.
Yeah, so in fact, Sean and I quarreled because Sean was like, 你跟钱过意不去啊, like you want to pick a fight with money or what? But I was like, what if later I do the ad and I cannot sleep at night, you know what I mean? It's like the values just don't align also. We were like stuck at a point where we're like, okay, is this the right thing to do? But then again, we will starve. So then we decided, okay.
You literally chose your values over money, and you guys lost your income overnight, and you had to reject 90% of your clients who actually promoted meat or anything dairy or eggs because you were vegan. So how did you cope with that financially?
I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds like a dumb decision.
No, I'm not saying that it's dumb. I'm just really in shock because you know many people would not do that because they would choose the easier route, but you chose to be actually very amazing that you stuck with the values that you think that you want to uphold, which I truly respect that because I don't think it's an easy decision to make. But how were you guys struggling like in reality?
I think then we appreciated the fact that like online business is something that you can, you know, source out products. So luckily we focused on like e-com. So then we could look for products that align with the values, that were vegan friendly, that were cruelty free. And then we just focused on building our online store. So in a way, it's like we had no other, you know, route to back to It's 无路可退, is it?
无路可走.
无路可走,
yes.
So we just do or die lor. That was how I think the driving force was very strong to actually get us to, okay, we gotta make this work, we gotta find the ways to make this work, we gotta learn how to make this work. Yeah.
Wow. So literally, how much you had left in your bank account, if you don't mind sharing?
That time we were also paying for renovation and all that. I don't remember how much I had, but I remember that Sean had less than $5,000 in his bank. And then we were married. So we recently had a conversation about it, and Sean was like, you really put a very big like risk on me, huh? Like you took such a huge risk. Lucky your investment paid off. That's what he said. I was like, dude, 这样讲的啊.
Just to clarify over here, both our husband is called Sean and the surname also same Lee. Okay, so
Very confusing.
So when you quarrel with Sean, it's not my husband, it's your husband. Okay, got it. And you know what's the funny thing? My daughter's name is called Rachel.
Yeah, it's like so easy to remember, right? Sean and Rachel.
Most Singaporeans would say you're at your rock bottom. So how did you climb back up?
I think a lot of the times it was like we were just motivating each other, like it's okay. Like now we hit the rock bottom, the only way is up.
That's so true.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think just nice it was during circuit breaker, so nothing to do.
Yeah.
So you work lor. You work lor on online store, you work, and just nice during that period it was also when a lot of people were receptive about shopping online.
Yeah.
So I think it was a bit of like luck also lah, and a lot of consistency. Plus, we cannot go out, so save money. Cannot travel, you end up saving a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people always say that, you know, luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So I guess you guys were prepared. Can you tell me, like, what are certain skill sets that you think that, you know, anyone should have if they want to grow their first pot of gold?
I think they need to have a lot of discipline, definitely, because if you don't have discipline, you may want to like, oh, I start something new, but you are not consistent with it, right? And there's especially on the journey of like entrepreneurship, nobody is there to nag at you, ma.
Yeah.
Then you will just lose yourself along the way, and then you just give up on the business. I think just being consistent helps a lot. We also actually ended up looking for a mentor when we burnt out.
Wow.
So she helped us with like our sales, our system, and that really helped us skyrocket our business lah, because before that we really don't know anything about business.
But you guys only had $5,000 left in the bank, and then you know you need to cough up money whenever you want to find a mentor ma. So how, you know, you really had to use that money to invest in yourself. So you know, how did that actually, did you and your Sean quarrel about it again?
Yeah, actually when I wanted to pay for the mentorship, I was like, okay, here's my credit card, I'm ready to pay. Sean looked at me and he was like, are we not discussing this? Because at that point we were very burnt out. So we really needed guidance, and I think the mentor really made us feel like, yes, this is the right next move for us in our business. So I just said, okay, I'm ready to go ahead with it, and that was a 5-figure payment that we have to make.
Wow.
So Sean again looked at me like that, but thankfully, it really paid off, and it brought our business to 7 figures. So Sean also like, okay lah, next time everything let you decide lah. You make the right decision.
Yeah, because actually, couples should decide together lah. But would you say like, I mean, the wife is always right lah. Okay, at the end of the day.
I also want anyhow spend money, man.
Yes, so hear that lah, Sean. A wife is always right.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life.
Yay. So she actually helped you guys to scale. You grew that skill set, and you think that discipline is extremely important for anyone to have. But we've always seen online, right, where people always say, yeah, you know, you can make a lot of money, or like people always think that like, wow, it's not too difficult, or like, you know, sometimes they get the misconception that you don't have to work hard. What would you say about that?
Definitely, you need to be able to put in the effort. There are ways to earn money, there's opportunities out there, but the effort, you know, is required. Actually, I joke about this with my friends also lah, because we always jokingly say, I want to win Toto, I want to win 4D.
Yeah.
But you want to win 4D, you also need to walk down and queue under the hot sun to actually, you know, buy the, not promoting anything.
Yes, not promoting.
You know what I mean? But the concept is that you need to take the effort, you need to put in the work to actually get what you want. Yeah, so likewise for business, there are opportunities out there where you can be earning money, but you really need to just sit down and do the difficult part lah. And then when you get the good rewards, you're like, yay, I did it.
Yeah, that's one of the best feelings in the world as well. So what is your next pot of gold, your goal and objective for yourself and you and Sean?
For us, I mean, we have a number that we want in mind. Actually, it's $5 million.
Okay, $5 million.
Okay, so the concept is that will be our big unbreakable pot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because if let's say we were to put it into even something really safe, the returns, I could have a cat sanctuary. So ultimately, my end goal in life sort of would be like having a cat sanctuary where I could foster a lot of rescue cats. Because right now, our home alone cannot like foster so many cats. There's a space limitation. But if I have a piece of land and I could actually hire people to take care of the cats, then I could scale up my sanctuary, and then I don't need to ask for donations. That would be the best part.
Yeah, so Rachel over here is actually a foster mom. She helps to bring stray cats. You actually adopt them and you clean them up and you take care of them. Then after that, you put it up for people to adopt, which is an amazing mission. Does that cost a lot of money as well?
I think most of my expenditures in life is for my cats. Yeah, I actually don't spend that much money. My living expenses very low, and so that's also one of the ways to save money.
Yes, speaking of living expenses, just now I actually saw Rachel's water bottle. Can you bring it up, please? So this is my water bottle. I'm quite proud of it. It's very pretty. I won it in a Christmas gift exchange. Okay, so I mean, I didn't buy it lah. But yours, explain to people a bit about your water bottle, please.
So you can see that this is a one-of-a-kind water bottle with like this bespoke scotch tape here. because the bottom actually fell out
Already?
Yeah, and I really like this water bottle. So Sean was like, why don't we just stick scotch tape over it to like hold the base? Otherwise the water bottle cannot stand because the bottom will fall out. Yeah, so yeah lor.
So something I know about you is actually, you know, we went to UK together and she didn't do any shopping. And I'm like, wow, you don't buy things one ah. And so something that I learned about you is that you don't anyhow spend on items that you do not need. You're quite a minimalist. Even your water bottle spoil, you just put scotch tape. But that being said, can pamper yourself a bit babe. So along this whole journey, right, what was truly the lowest point in your life?
I think it was when circuit breaker happened. Sean's cafe closed down. He actually asked me whether he should go out and look for a full-time job. And I was like, dude, right now really a lot of like, you know, there were a lot of news, layoff, and a lot of 20 plus year old like graduates will be willing to take a way lower salary, competing with you for a full-time job. And I was like, we just shift our focus to our online business and we just work on it first and see how it goes lah. So we were very, very hardworking. We really try our best to put in the work, and during circuit breaker period, it was when we got nowhere else to go, just focus on our work, do work. But I think the turning point for us was when we felt very burnt out because we are very hard workers. We really try our best because it was do or die. We got no other sources of income really. It's really work hard. But when the money we saw coming in wasn't like significant, it was okay, but not like anything near life changing. It was just like very burnout. We didn't have any off days, you know, to be honest, like 7 days a week.
So you work 7 days, and when your husband shared with you that, hey, should I go out and look for a job? As a wife, did you feel like a bit heartbroken? Because as an entrepreneur identity, for you to go out and go and look for a job actually is also like, wow, you lost the identity.
Yeah, I think it's something that you sort of cannot get used to because you are so like tuned into like making your own decisions, setting your own timing, your own schedule, and him even thinking like, I got no choice, maybe I go out and work for somebody else. I'm just like, no lah dude, I don't think you can get used to that at all. So when we were super burnt out, very luckily we found a mentor online.
And that was the turning point?
Yeah, so that was when, you know, I remembered we met her on a Zoom call and I was crying because it was my first time speaking to her on Zoom, but there was so much pent up like frustration and fear and uncertainty that I cried like, how come I work so hard but you know I wasn't making money? So I think this is something that a lot of people might also have the same feeling. Like, I'm working very hard. I really try my best every single day. But how come, you know, there are some people who have like really happy, luxurious lifestyle, and how come I'm just like, I every day and every day like, you know, scrimp and save, and I don't even ask for material things, but I still feel like I'm struggling financially. I can never move out of my HDB. I can never like upgrade my lifestyle.
I mean, hitting that rock bottom period, and in that period where you guys have not much money, not much options, did you ever regret being an entrepreneur? I mean, if you didn't start off being an entrepreneur, you wouldn't even be in this state lah, where, you know, you lost money in the cafes and you have no more clients and things like that.
I think definitely will have a lot of like self-doubt, questioning myself. I actually quit school when I was in uni year 2. I quit uni because I decided, I want to do an online blogging kind of like to be a blogger. I remember my mom telling me, you don't 10 years down the road regret.
Oh no.
So it was just around that period. And she said that, you know, as long as you're happy, 10 years down the road, you don't come and like tell me, say, shucks, I should have pushed through or gotten a degree.
So did you think about that at that time?
Yeah, definitely lah. I was just like, shucks. But I think it's ego also. I was like, no, I gotta push through this. Yeah, I really have to like grit my teeth. And just reflecting like, oh my God, what did we do wrong? At what step could we have done something better? Is it I should have saved more? Is it I should have, you know, spoken to Sean about money earlier so that, you know, we could rectify it before it even happens like that? And then, oh my God, the vegan diet thing, you know, it's like suddenly my income is
even questioning your values. Wow.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of just, what do you call it, existential crisis. I don't know, like, why my life like this? I felt like I was a hard worker since I was young.
Yeah.
Right?
And sometimes it's like, you know, they say hard work will eventually pay off.
Exactly.
But that situation.
So it's just like, why does this happen to me? Why even a home renovation also I struggle to pay, and I feel like, oh my god, 好像 like be a kid is better lah. I hated being an adult because it felt like
so much responsibility.
And yeah, suddenly we have to pay our bills, don't be a burden to our family. And to me, from young, I was like, I need to earn money because I saw my dad work hard. I also want to make my parents proud of me. I don't want them to think that I'm a financial burden, right? So at that point, I was just really like flooded with all these feelings where like, shucks, am I a failure? Did I do something wrong? Is it I don't know, I just very, very lost in my life at that point.
Wow, I just cannot imagine it. At that time, like, was there just no way out for you guys? And you know, like for you to say that sentence, I think is so heart-wrenching for me to even hear. And how were you guys struggling as a couple together?
So Sean and I that time, I got engagement ring already. Every time quarrel, throw the ring on the floor. Until now, he's still like diss me about it. Throw the ring, take the ring and throw. Yeah, so every time we quarrel, it's just like, wow, swala, just throw the ring. So I think really money is important, not in ways where it's like you buy luxury things, but more like the whole stability of a family unit, being able to have choices, being able to feel like, oh, I have a future, even if I have like this amount of money, I know that I don't need to worry about my next meal. I know I don't need to worry about like the decisions that I want to make. Just that freedom of it lah.
Yeah, and so how did he and you take it at that time?
Wow, a lot, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, sorry.
It's okay, take your time.
But actually, I'm very thankful that shit. Okay, so at that period of time, he was also a very heavy smoker. He smoked a lot. So when we were working on an online business, we would start our day together. He would go and smoke for like 2-3 hours. He told me, I'll go and take a smoke break, short smoke break. Go behind to the kitchen, go and smoke for 2-3 hours playing games. And then I'll start working already on an online store. And then I would feel like, oh, again, why am I alone on this? Because as a couple, it's like you already decided not to go to do your full-time job. You decided, okay, let's focus on our online business. And I think he was still a bit childish in that sense, where he was like, my game is very important. I want to play my game. And I'm just taking a smoke break, what? What's wrong with that? So then the whole like naggy wife thing comes in again. Why must you smoke? Like, you smoke already, then am I being punished for you smoking? That kind of feeling. It's not that I have anything against smokers or what, but it's just like, smoke for 2-3 hours then I'll be like working on my own. And then when he finally comes to work, I'm already done with most of the things that I want to do. And then I'll be like,
why is it you're the only one working hard in this relationship?
Yeah, that unfair feeling, and it's not like we were well to do at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that part was really very emotional for us. Quarrel a lot. And a lot of figuring out whether or not we were right for each other, I think. Yeah.
Why, I really feel like the pain as well, because I think it resonates when my husband Sean and I were very broke and didn't have a lot. Like, then a lot of quarrels would come. And then with so much quarrels, you ask yourself, is this the right person for me? Which, hearing this, I actually forgot all those things because, try to block it out. So I remember when Sean and I, we also lost our business. We had somebody just cheat us of our business and we lost it. But at that time, I have a lot more responsibilities. So I have 2 young kids, Isaac and Rachel. And we used to quarrel so much, right, that we would say the D word lah. And I think that is never healthy in any relationship. I remember one day I was so angry, right? I took the car out and then somehow, I don't know, I drove to a church and I ended up in the adoration room because I too desperate and I so long never go church, and I just sat there and I prayed for a happy marriage, and I realized that, you know, no matter what, right, even if I have a lot of money, if I don't have my husband, I don't have the family, which is, you know, my husband and my 2 kids, actually all the amount of money that I earn in this world would not matter a shit to me.
Yeah.
And that was when I realized I need to go and patch back with my husband.
So I agree with you, because if it's just me alone, I probably won't work hard at all.
Yeah,
It's just like minimal effort I can get by.
Like
you know?
honestly, all the expensive bags or watches or shoes or whatever would mean nothing to me if, you know, it's not in my life lah. Like very sad, right? So in the end, I remember I go home, right, then we just quarrel. I still remember his face. He come out, he's like, what? He's like very angry, right? Then I told him, anyway, I'm sorry. Then he's shocked, you know. He was like, whoa.
Finally, he's right.
Yeah, then in the end, his whole face changed, right? Then he's like, okay, like he totally okay, because I think he never heard me say sorry in a very long time lah. Then we work together, and I guess also, right, like you work together with your husband, just like me, I also work together with my husband. So if, you know, we are not strong as a couple, right, it also affects the business, and vice versa. If the business is not strong, sometimes you bring it back into our marriage as well.
Correct.
So the turning point, right, really for a couple, would you say is couple alignment?
Definitely a lot of transparent conversations, having those very difficult conversations, but it leads the relationship in the better direction. Like for Sean and I, it was because of that smoking incident, right? And we also mentioned like the D word. So he really felt like, oh shit, shit got real, you know, this is something that I need to pay attention to. So sometimes like when you nag, they just think, oh, it's something that in and out. But when it gets to that point where it's so extreme, he's like, okay, I better do something about it. He went online to buy an ebook called How to Quit Smoking.
Wow.
Before he even finished reading that book, he stopped. He totally cold turkey quit.
Wow.
He even asked me to record a video of him throwing away his cigarette down the rubbish chute.
Wow.
Until now, I still have that video. So it was like, I thank the writer of that book, okay? It's really
I need to buy for
damn good.
my elder brother. He's a smoker.
It's so good. So from then on, I mean, all his 2 to 3 hours of like smoking time converted to working time.
Productivity increased.
And he still got time to play game after that.
And better health lah.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
So save money also.
In Singapore, generally, if you're an entrepreneur, you are like, wow, your friend will say, wow, you're very, very amazing, you're very 厉害, especially, wow, 女强人 working, you are very amazing. But what, you know, on social media, we don't often talk about is really about the struggles as an entrepreneur, like true struggles that you cannot tell anyone.
Correct. It's like, you will question yourself, did I make the right choice? If I work 9 to 5, is it like...
Shouldn't it be easier?
Yeah, because when you turn into an entrepreneur, you work 24/7.
Correct, no stop.
9 to 5, once you end your job, you go home, okay, it's my boss problem, not my problem.
Exactly.
Right? And a lot of times, I think entrepreneurs, we have like imposter syndrome, we question ourselves.
So true.
And we're so scared that like, to show people that, hey, I'm struggling with this thing, you know, you have to put up a front because
you also need to show that your business is doing well. So you need to, you know, show that you are also doing well emotionally. But yet, like, I think there are times when I remember when I actually achieved everything that I wanted to achieve already, but I still felt like, wow, I still need to turn up to work. Isn't entrepreneurship, isn't it about like freedom? Like, shouldn't I be totally free? But it's not. Then in midnight, sometimes, you know, I have people calling me. Wow, those are the times where I feel extremely frustrated. They're like, wow, why you got to call me at midnight? What can I do for you at midnight? But I think that's the struggle in life of an entrepreneur, that, you know, there's a certain level of responsibility that no matter what, you have to attend to.
I think it's even harder for you because you have kids.
Yeah.
It's like mommy and kids time,
Yes.
and then people calling you.
So
right?
that is my really, really very pet peeve. I really don't like it when like if I'm on a holiday with my kids, and I feel like 365 days of the year, I commit my life like 24/7 to office and to team members, to my community, everything like I commit. So for that, I just go off for 12 days, right? Like, don't call me lah. And I don't mind you message, but I will reply at night and stuff like that. But then like, wow, don't call me. So you know my business partners are Benny and Ivan, right? So I went to Japan and I visited Mount Fuji with my kids. Then they call me. And then never mind, they call me. You know, I was in this shrine, in this shop, and then my parents were waiting there at Mount Fuji with my 2 young children there. And then they just called me on something I cannot solve. I know it's a very big thing, if not they won't call me, but I got damn angry. Then like I think I screamed at them over the phone. I was something along the lines like, you know, you call me now, tell me what can I do. Yeah, but in their perspective, it's like, wow, this thing damn big already. If we don't call you, it's also not right of us in that sense. So that to till date, I think is still a struggle for me, because then I also don't want people to feel like, wow, if got thing cannot call Jermaine because she will flip. You know what I mean? I also don't want people to have this, but I just want to have like that freedom of time with my loved ones at that period of time.
I think the difficult part is like just managing, not just you have to be like a good business owner, your emotions, right? Like certain things I really just like, oh my god, why I cannot solve properly? Why cannot do this?
Why me?
Yeah, but it's like you cannot say. So it's like you hold it inside yourself, and it's like so much suppressed emotions, and then you still have to be a good leader and be able to be patient,
influence
to teach
positively, don't bring the energy. Wow, it's really a lot of things.
And you have to like, okay, I have to be good with numbers. It's not like any problem come, okay, solve this with like money. Cannot. It's not like that. It's like so many things that you need to balance at once. And I think this is something that a lot of entrepreneurs, like people who want to be entrepreneurs, they don't even know what they're getting themselves into.
Correct. Absolutely.
And I mean, it's a fulfilling journey when we solve the challenges and all that, right? But at that moment when like the challenge is very big, it's just like, oh my god.
I agree.
Is it I choose the difficult life or what? And why I do this to myself?
I always have this question also. And I guess like, okay, if I really ask very truthfully any regrets?
I think maybe last time, yes like, I should have just finished my uni degree, go and get a well-paying job, you know, still got all the medical benefits and everything, got insurance from company, and then got CPF, and then when you are your own boss, it's like, okay, everything is on you, and there's nobody to keep you accountable, and when you feel like no motivation, you're on your own, man. You're just sinking on your own, and nobody is there to like pull you along. So last time got regrets. I think now it gets better. And sometimes of course we'll meet challenges, but we will keep trying to improve. And I think the good thing is that Sean and I are doing this together. So now it's better because we actually know how to look for mentors, ask for help. Last time we don't know, so it was just like struggling in the circle, spinning. Then
I think a third party is always better. So if let's say I tell my Sean, right, I say, hey, you must do this, then he will be like, whatever. I feel like he won't really listen. Compared to a third party, say exactly the same thing, right?
I know, right?
Hey, how about like that? We made a pact lah. I tell your husband, you tell my husband.
Okay. I help you tell your Sean, you help me tell my Sean.
Because they don't listen.
She's right.
Then I'm like, so that's the same thing I say.
That's right.
So sometimes
ours become nagging lor.
That's right. And then you know he got a theory for me some more. He said, because you 1 week, right, tell me a lot of things. I cannot catch up. So he say, okay, so I need to learn how to give less make other people say.
Write it down on your notepad, then one by one
what
send
I
to
need
him.
to tell other people to tell my husband.
So you did like 7 different people to like send to him. Not just one
good.
person.
Then he said he must be thinking it must be a sign.
Must be a sign.
So coming back to this, right? After the journey, what would you say is your biggest learning and the turning point for you?
I think biggest learning would definitely be you need to work hard in the right direction. So there are many opportunities out there, but don't spend. I mean, I think most people have this issue I had that issue before we met our mentor. So we would spend a lot of our time on things that give very little returns. Like they call it what, Pareto principle.
Yes, Pareto principle.
We spend 80% effort and then we get 20% results, and then we feel very burnt out, and then we question ourselves and we're like,
it's not sustainable.
Yeah, correct. And then if you flip it the other way around, you put 20% full focus on something that gives you 80% results, and look for the right opportunities. Ask for guidance if you need to. If let's say you feel like, oh, I want to, do business, then look for a business mentor. If you want to invest in something, look for a professional to ask for guidance. Then you would actually be amplifying the efforts that you put in, rather than just trying to figure out on your own and think that Google has all the answers.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, a lot of times you can shortcut your entire journey, but you need to have the humility to like realize that you don't have all the answers.
Yeah, I don't know everything.
Yeah, but sometimes it's a pride thing, especially Singaporean, right? We're like,
don't dare to ask.
Don't need lah. Got YouTube got everything, got ChatGPT now.
Yeah, but even if have, right, there's no chance that you are looking at everything, ma.
Correct, exactly.
Right? When you look for someone who knows the answers, they shortcut the entire journey. It saves you a lot of emotional stress. And the frustration of just question mark everywhere. So I think that's one of the biggest learning points for us. So now it's just whatever we don't know, we ask. Everything we ask. Put down ego and ask.
But the truth is, like, in this day and age, information is everywhere, ma. You can Google, you can nowadays ChatGPT your way through. So what is the difference between all these versus what you did?
I think just being in the right environment with the right community, because when we paid our mentor, it was like a coaching class with people who were chasing after the same goals. They align in terms of like the energy. They really wanted to hustle.
They egg you on as well.
Yeah, correct. So it's like motivation to keep you going, and they all have the right mindset. So as an entrepreneur, I think that's very important. And
the environment.
Yeah, and when you look for like a mentor who has walked that path before, she can actually tell you like exactly what's your next step, which is very relevant, and you can take direct actions towards your business compared to if you like, let's say Google, but there's information everywhere and you're confused by the information. That's worse, right? You don't even know whether what you're doing is right, because it's just like flooded, very overwhelmed with information. But we have a mentor that really tells you specifically, okay, this is right for your business, this is relatable for your business, this is how you apply it. Then I think it gives a lot more clarity.
And now you work hard on the right thing rather than just work blindly and very hard and everywhere. And in that time, talking about environment, right, I think it's very important that everybody have a good environment. I guess one of the reasons why people send their children to good school is not just to get good grades but really to be in the right environment. During that point of time, right, did you have friends or like people around you that were naysayers, like, tell you, I cannot be done one, and put you down? And how did you deal with that?
Okay, so I think I had that experience when I started blogging, actually. Family members telling me, you think you're famous forever, meh? Why don't you just look for a proper job? So it was like from a long time ago thing. There were already all these like naysayers. I think no matter what, you try something new, right, there will be a lot of people around you who, they, like on their own, they will not take that step. So they would assume that you will not be able to do it as well. So they will start to question, don't do this lah. Even when I paid for a mentor, my people around me were asking like, is it scam or not? I think these are scam lah. You can just like find the information or like that kind of thing. So you just have to block that out. I think when you know that your decision is right, just stay on the right path. And that's why community is very important, because when you're with the right people, they don't see it like from a negative point of view. They know where they're headed towards.
So I heard this statement recently. I don't know where I heard it from. Some books that I read, they say that your decisions are risky depending on the environment you are in. So certain times you are with certain people, they consider your move very risky. But actually, when you are in that safe space of everybody chasing after the same goal and they're going through the whole process, it seems like
this is the logical
logic.
So this is the right move.
So really very important to examine like what kind of environment are you in. And talking about like people who are negative, how do you cut them out?
Negative people, I think.
And social media cannot keep on blocking and deleting people's comments, right? So how do you like just filter that out? And really, were you affected by these people before?
I think from quite many years back, there were people like, your eyeliner so ugly, your makeup so ugly, everything also like, this one not nice, that one not nice, your eyes so small. So a lot of like negative things from young. But I think I was more affected when I was younger. When I'm older now, I realized that I have practical goals that I'm working for, they are not paying my bills.
Yeah.
So my cats are
Yeah.
starving, they are not paying for my cats' food and all that. I have to be responsible for my cats. So unless this is my client, unless this is my customer, otherwise your opinion, I think never mind lah. You are entitled to your own opinion to say
good.
things about me.
And I think that sounds like, you know, you are very clear of your why. Your reason why you are doing all this. Because what you keep saying, right, is for your cats,
Yeah.
for your husband,
Yeah.
for your family,
Yeah.
and your friends are like basically this
That's it.
is
Yeah.
your life goals and value. And I think that having a very strong why can help you stay on track in your life rather than, you know, being affected by this and impacted by this
Correct.
because you see the bigger goal.
I think a lot of people, before they start something new, confirm will have a lot of people. I mean, maybe it's just the people around them trying to protect them.
True.
So they're like, oh, don't do this. It's
They don't want them to be
risky."
harmed.
Yeah. So it's their way of protecting their loved ones, but in a way, it's also pulling you back because maybe you might feel, hey, this is the entrepreneurship journey I want to take. But then you have people like, why you want to sell things online? Why you want to be a live streamer? Why you want to be YouTuber? Why you want to be what? Like,
But it's
then
what you
they'll-
like, ma.
Yeah,
and what you
correct,
can do
correct.
also, and what you are good to do.
So you
also.
need to have
Yeah.
a few people who like, just go for it lah.
It's your cheerleader in
Yeah,
life.
you need to have a few at least.
And I hope that, you know, by creating this community, by creating this space, right, we can root for each other.
Yeah.
So I'll root for you one. Okay, so
I'll
I'll be
root
like,
for you.
yeah, I'll be like, hey, 加油eh,
Let me know if
for-
Sean needs me to nag.
Yeah,
Sean.
yeah,
I let you know if
No,
my
we
Sean
don't
needs
nag, we don't
nagging.
nag. We just give our suggestion
need signs from the universe.
and gamify it. So what I'm hearing is that, you know, you had a perspective change the moment you shifted out of the environment. What will you tell, you know, fellow Singaporeans, you know, who are kind of stuck in that cycle, keep on working hard, but seem to be getting nowhere, or, you know, it's just following through a similar journey as yours?
I think if right now anyone is feeling like for the next 20 years you don't want to live like how you're living right now, you're feeling like this income is not what I want, this circumstance that I'm in doesn't feel right, you know, just take that first step out of your comfort zone. If you need to look for a community of the right people, go out and proactively look for it. If you need to remove some naysayer, toxic friends, please remove them, look for the right people. If you want to go and be a YouTuber, just go and be a YouTuber. Just take your phone out and record your first video,
Like,
you know.
just do it with a small step.
Yeah, just one first step. And even if it's an imperfect step, I think just do it first. You can improve along the way. Nobody starts out like, wow, I nailed it the very first time I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody
so-
actually failed.
Yeah, correct. So really, you never know where it's going to take you. If you don't take that first step, then what is scarier is just staying where you are at for the next 20 years, 30 years, and will that be what you want? If that is not what you want, then I would say, don't care what other people say. They tell you, hey, don't do this, risky, right? Follow your heart. Just do it.
So if I'm the audience, right, I would actually picture exactly how it would be like if for the next 20 years I remain the same and do nothing. And make that a very big motivation to go and take that one single step. Alright, so we come to the end of the episode, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And we learned many things about you and your journey, your life lessons that you shared. But most importantly, I learned how to actually train your husband through not nagging and
Gamify
through
everything.
gamification. and I look forward to more lessons over there. Okay, so see you guys.
Thank you. Bye.